I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers fade as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome back to A Course in Miracles in Practice. We're continuing our exploration through the workbook.
This lesson, it really feels like it picks up right where yesterday's left off. We were talking about how hatred is what maintains the world we seem to see, and now
Now we're looking at the flip side of that coin. Without forgiveness, I will still be blind. How forgiveness literally changes what we are capable of perceiving. Just a reminder before we start, do check out our poll question on Spotify. You can also find us on social media. We're at the World Harmony Project, or drop us an email at acim@theworldharmonyproject.org. Let's read through the full lesson first.
Okay, here it is. Lesson 247. Without forgiveness, I will still be blind. Sin is the symbol of attack. Behold it anywhere, and I will suffer. For forgiveness is the only means whereby Christ's vision comes to me. Let me accept what his sight shows me as the simple truth, and I am healed completely. Brother, come and let me look on you. Your loveliness reflects my own. Your sinlessness is mine. You stand forgiven, and I stand with you. So would I look on everyone today. My brothers are your sons. Your fatherhood created them and gave them all to me as part of you and my own self as well. Today I honor you through them, and thus I hope this day to recognize myself.
That first line, sin is the symbol of attack. It immediately signals the Course's radical reframe. It's stating right away, sin isn't the act, it's the symbol. What does the distinction really open up for us?
It opens everything up. Because if sin is just a symbol, it means the attack it represents isn't actually real. It's like a mental flag we plant in our minds. A flag that says, attack happened here, or maybe separation is justified because of this. But the Course tells us the flag ultimately marks nothing real.
And the lesson immediately links perceiving this symbol to a definite outcome. Behold it anywhere, and I will suffer. It sounds so absolute.
Because choosing to see through the lens of attack, choosing to behold that symbol as meaningful, means you are actively choosing to enter a thought system where attack is given reality. And in that system, you have to be either the attacker or the attacked, the victim or the perpetrator. Both positions inevitably involve suffering. It's not a punishment, it's just the built-in logic of that fearful thought system.
The suffering comes directly from our own internal choice to give attack meaning in that moment.
It turns the whole thing inward. The sin you perceive out there in someone else is actually reflecting your own internal decision to believe attack is real.
This reminds me of earlier lessons, how the feeling of desolation, for instance, comes from our own minds, not external circumstances. It's that concept of projection again.
You know, growing up with a Christian background, there was always this tension between judge not, and yet the instruction to recognize sin. It often led to some, let's say, theological gymnastics to try and reconcile those.
Right, that common phrase, hate the sin, love the sinner. It's an attempt to keep the idea that attack is real, but somehow compartmentalize it, not judge the person for it.
The Course just cuts right through all that complexity. It says there's nothing real there in the sin to recognize in the first place. The attack itself is the illusion.
That really is freeing. You don't need the mental gymnastics if the concept of sin itself is shown to be baseless, an error in perception.
Imagine the weather forecast says there's a chance of rain later today. Carrying an umbrella is just practical wisdom. You're prepared for a possible future event. But compare that to insisting on holding your umbrella open right now under a clear blue sky because you're absolutely convinced it's already pouring rain, even though there's no evidence. That second scenario, that's projection.
Okay, so applying that. Noticing someone has patterns, maybe a tendency towards conflict, that's like knowing rain is possible, having the umbrella ready, that's wisdom. But projection is believing right now that they've already planned some specific attack against you, that the storm is already here, based only on your fear or past experience.
And this distinction is so important. because your external action might look the same in both cases. Maybe you choose to leave the situation. You walk away whether you're acting from wisdom or from projection, but the internal experience is completely different. Wisdom feels peaceful, neutral. You set a boundary, perhaps, but there's no story of attack, no villain. Projection, on the other hand, is filled with fear. You're actively creating a guilty party in your mind. You feel the attack as if it's already happening. It generates enormous stress and suffering, all based on an interpretation.
You're living the attack before it even occurs, maybe when it never would have occurred.
And that's precisely where forgiveness, in the Course's sense, comes in. You aren't forgiving the other person for the rain you think they brought. You're forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for insisting it was raining when the sun was out, for projecting the attack.
So it's a complete reversal. Forgiveness isn't about their wrongdoing. It's about correcting our perceptual error, our choice to see the symbol of attack.
That's the core insight. Forgiveness is the means whereby Christ's vision comes to me. It clears away our mistaken perception. It simply sees past all these symbols of attack. It sees the reality behind the projections, the eternal sunshine, you could say, that was never actually obscured.
And this vision isn't about making flawed humans better, is it? It's about something much more fundamental.
Right. It's about recognizing our true identity. We aren't primarily humans trying to become spiritual. We are expressions of divine love, of spirit, temporarily seeming to have a very convincing human experience. Christ's vision sees that underlying reality.
Then the lesson invites us, brother, come and let me look on you. That feels like such a turnaround from the usual reaction of recoiling in fear or judgment when we perceive sin.
It's a complete reversal. Instead of backing away from what we fear we'll see, we invite true sight. We become willing to look past the illusion.
And the lines that follow are key. Your loveliness reflects my own. Your sinlessness is mine. This points to the shared nature of this true sight.
It highlights the mutual healing. You cannot genuinely perceive the innocence in another while still holding on to your own sense of guilt or sin.
And conversely, you can't truly accept your own inherent innocence if you're projecting guilt onto your brother or sister. Seeing their sinlessness is seeing your own. It reveals the unity that emerges from true perception.
Then comes, you stand forgiven, and I stand with you. This describes that state of shared innocence. Sometimes listeners ask, okay, how does my change in perception actually heal things collectively? It can feel like a bit of a mystery.
The Course doesn't always spell out the exact how in terms our ego minds can easily grasp. It often asks us to accept the principle as simple truth. Let me accept what his sight shows me as the simple truth, and I am healed completely. There's an element of trust required.
True. The mechanism might seem mysterious, but the principle is that a healed mind, one that chooses vision over attack, naturally extends that healing because it recognizes the inherent oneness. It's less about doing something to the collective and more about rejoining it in truth. And the second paragraph drives this home. So would I look on everyone today. It's universal, no exceptions.
No exceptions. That's often the sticking point, isn't it? Someone's behavior seems like such undeniable evidence for attack.
The Course presents universal innocence as obvious truth from the perspective of healed perception. But for us in daily practice, it means learning to look past sometimes very, very convincing appearances. That's the work.
That's where that internal wrestling match happens. The ego fights tooth and nail to keep its judgments, its grievances, its belief in attack. Our desire for peace pulls the other way.
And recognizing that wrestling it's actually helpful. It's not a sign you're failing. The ego's nature is to argue, to find fault, to maintain separation. Its existence depends on it.
So seeing that internal conflict, that resistance when you try to forgive or see innocence is completely normal. It doesn't mean the Course isn't working for you.
The wrestling itself just becomes another thing to notice, another choice point. Can I be willing to see this differently, even my own resistance? And notice how the lesson concludes. Today I honor you through them, and thus I hope this day to recognize myself.
It frames every encounter beautifully. Each person I meet, each situation is an opportunity to honor the divine source, God, by choosing to see truly through Christ's vision. And in doing so, through seeing the truth in them, we come to recognize that same truth in ourselves, our own self.
And that word hope is interesting there. It's not a demanding ego hope like I must achieve this. It's gentler, a gentle expectancy, a willingness, an alignment with the Holy Spirit's purpose for the day.
That's an important point. So many of us get caught up imagining some future, perfectly enlightened version of ourselves we need to strive towards.
And the Course constantly brings us back to the choice point in this present moment.
Peace isn't a future reward for hard work. Love isn't something we attain later. There are choices available right now, vision or projection, love or fear.
We don't need to wait until we feel worthy or advanced enough. We can choose now, exactly as we are, to be willing to see differently, to release the blindness.
So for you listening today, let's make this practical. How can you apply these ideas when things feel challenging?
Just remember the core idea, the choice to forgive, which means releasing our projections. Our insistence on seeing attack is what literally changes our perception. It allows us to see what was always there beneath the illusion. Without it, we stay blind.
Okay, here's a simple practice you can try throughout the day. Step 1, pause and notice. Just take a breath. Acknowledge whatever tension, conflict, or perception of attack is arising in your mind about a person or situation. Just observe it.
Step 2, silently, to yourself, affirm the lesson. Without forgiveness, I will still be blind. Or maybe focus on the person. My brother is your son. Their sinlessness is mine. Use whatever wording resonates.
Step 3, acknowledge how you feel. Notice any resistance, any fear, judgment, anger, the internal argument. Don't fight it, just see it.
Step 4, quietly ask for Christ's vision. Please help me see this differently. Show me the truth here. Invite that higher perception to reinterpret the situation for you.
Step 5, just allow yourself to rest briefly in the possibility of a different view. You don't have to force it. Simply be open, knowing the choice for love, for vision is always available, right now.
That's our exploration of Lesson 247. It really emphasizes that suffering stems not from the world, but from our decision to perceive sin, the symbol of attack. Forgiveness is the active choice to withdraw that perception, reclaim our sight, and see the shared innocence that underlies everything.
We hope this exploration has been helpful for you today. Remember, you can connect with us at the World Harmony Project on social media or email ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org. We do appreciate hearing from you.
Until our next exploration, may you choose Christ's vision and truly recognize the unwavering innocence within yourself and everyone you encounter.